Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. I don't really want to sit on this car because, oh dear, oh no, oh no, hold on, that's better. Right, why I was saying I couldn't sit on this car. Right, let me take you through the story. First of all, we're gonna work on this car while I'm waiting for parts for that Swift. So this car was dropped to me about a week ago, and the guys that brought me the car, they left that window halfway open, so you can see even that the leather is discolored. The windows, they don't work now. I don't know if they were working at the time, but the button doesn't work now, so I'm gonna have to dismantle that. I managed to close the window with the tool, so there's nothing wrong with the regulator. It's just the buttons, but they left it open, so the car is completely soaked, the seat is soaked, that is not working. Like as I said, I don't know if it was before, but the car is completely soaked, and the seat is completely it's completely drenched. Anyway, moving forward, the car is a 2007 BMW 116D. This car was bought auction, I believe, as a non-runner. I don't know exactly what happened because there is glass everywhere at the rear. There's glass spread everywhere on the car. Anyway, put the battery on charge to be able to scan the car. The battery was really low. Now, as I said, 2010 were 116D with the 1.6 diesel engine, I believe. And it came to me as a non-runner. I don't know exactly what happens. I didn't even try to crank the engine, but I guess I will let the battery to charge a little bit more probably, and then we'll try. But while the battery is charging, let's gonna scan it and see what we have in there. Okay, we have loads of codes. To start with, anti-tampering. Oh dear. Throttle bodies, DD, power supply, battery man. Okay, so the low battery, I get they are hold. We have some current here. The one for now that I would say is going to prevent the car from start is going to be that one. However, let's going to clear the codes and see what's come back. If I go back and I do clear fault codes. Okay, I have no background about this car. As I said, it was bought at auction. Okay, so we have air temperature signal and DDE EWS anti-tampering is current, which can explain why the car doesn't start. Now, what did we had? We had a ECU replacement. Did we had a CAS replacement? I don't have a clue, but I think we can. For this work, let's go to module information. Say so my VIN number on there is VM46533. Now let's gonna go to my CAS, and we have the same VIN number, so whatever that is, it is the same. Okay, let's see what we have on the CAS module. Start the motor, terminal 50. Okay, there's nothing for that. Okay, let's clear the code. No codes, let's go back. I was under the impression I should have something on my EWS. Yeah, okay. It's too new. Okay. Let's try to see if I could have something on my live data saying that. Obviously, I have the code, but I was trying to look on my live data. Sorry, guys. I'm just here going through stuff and not talking. Okay. Let me see what I can find out. I will try to see on my live data if it was something related to the that would confirm on my live data that the signal was wrong or something along those lines on my immobilizer system. And obviously that code, but tampering protection. What would that be? Would that be a wrong ECU? But the VIN number is correct. So okay, just bear with me. Let's see what I can find. Then we'll try to crank the engine, and I guess we'll go from there really. Okay, so I did health check or auto scan, and there's quite a few faults in there. We're gonna do a clear codes and see what I'm left with. Oh dear, car from auctions is always a okay. So yeah, I'll switch off the ignition, is not a problem. Ignition is off. Gonna leave it for about 10 seconds. And then we're gonna turn ignition back on. Ignition is back on. Okay, so I was left with two modules with codes. ABS, which is reporting yep, not too worried about that. We'll get that sorted later if we are asked to. And we have my engine, which obviously we have the two faults we have already seen for the tampering and charge air temperature signal. So this is the one that's going to be preventing my starting. I haven't tried to crank the engine yet. We're going to do it now. The battery is still drawing about 20 amps, so most likely as I try to crank it's going to trip the charger, but we'll try anyway. Okay, just cranks. Okay, so it cranks. You might have heard that. Okay, it cranks. Yeah, it tripped my charger. I can see the charger is stripped out. So let's gonna reset that. Okay, that's reset. So it's drawing 20 amps from the charger, which means to me the battery is quite bad, if not completely gone. However, let's just no, shut up. Rescan. Yeah, the only two faults. That's the one that's obviously not allowing my car to start. Now, let's gonna see what we can do. I don't know if this can do anything, but we will try. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is the following. So first of all, I've grabbed the hotel. My subscription is still expired on the hotel, but the hotel, even without that, is still okay to align the cars with the engine ECU. So I went through that procedure, which I do apologize I didn't record it, but I went through that, successfully aligned everything, and I still have the same code. So now I think might be that my flash is somehow corrupted. So because I can't do it with the hotel due to the subscription, I'm gonna do it with the top down. Fingers crossed he's gonna do the job correctly. So I'm now at the point where he's asking me to make sure I have my voltage between 13 and 14. To be honest, my charger is full throttle on high-speed charging, and is only giving, according to the hotel, about is close to 13. So I hope it'll be okay. So ask me to turn ignition off, which I did already. Turn ignition back on, which is done. I'll press OK. Okay, so he finds a new flash to update, which you're gonna do it. So I get all these warnings due to the engine ECU goes offline. My fuel pump is constantly running now due to the non-communications. Not really sure what he's doing at the moment. It's the first time I'm using the top down to flash BMWs. Okay, so here we go. It's doing the job now. 17 minutes. Okay, I think we'll have to wait. Okay, went up a little bit, but it seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. So, fingers crossed. So the ECU just came back online again. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way this is laid out on top down on the RT-Pad. You know, sorry for compare, but on the Maxi Cs you actually have like a measurement plan very similar to the actually Eister, which tells you everything a step the procedure is going through. This one just shows you like entire bar. So all of a sudden I just get the bong from the car, that sound, the ignition came back on with all the faults, etc. Interior light came back on, so I could see that was the engine ECU just coming back into the network, but it was just not showing nothing here. It's just carry on showing this bar. I do prefer the other way, at least you know what's going on. But yeah, it's nearly done. If this doesn't work, I have already the laptop for Eister. We're gonna connect Eister and see if that gives us some extra information. Yeah, at the moment I'm a little bit, I don't think this is gonna work unless there's definitely something wrong with the flash, but we will have to wait to see. Okay, and we have like 20 seconds left, so I think he's going through the coding, or it went through the coding now. I can hear all this sort of noise going on, and it's raining now, which, if this doesn't work, as I said, I'll try that tool, but it looks like it's nearly done for today with this weather. Okay, 1 second, let's see what happens. Okay, ignition is all coming back on again, so more warnings, etc. I can hear the fuel pump. Okay, ignition is back to, okay, flash completed. You want to code immediately? Yes, I want. It's going to recode the ECU. It's done. Okay, injection quantity automatic, engine start teach in 0 gear. That's gonna cycle my ignition. Have some codes in there for that. Ignition back on. Okay, same problem. I knew this would not work, or most likely it would not work. Let's go back from this thing. Not system scan. It's wasting. Okay, so I have the same codes, exactly the same codes. What the heck happened with this car? Okay, so these codes are not going. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's try the next option. Okay, and let's see what we can do with this now. So anyway, there is 2 wires, so you have all the can lines, etc. And there is, according to the diagram, there is 2 wires that apparently communicates for the start of the engine. One is called S start, which I think is signal start, and the other one is P bus. I want to check those lines, make sure I have communication there, make sure the signal is good, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, a quick check. The ECU looks cleaned, so you can't really see any watermarks or anything like that, so I think this ECU is cleaned. I'm not gonna lie, it looks too cleaned, but yeah, there is some signs of water at the bottom, very faint, to be honest with you, just a few drops. They might happen when I open the case, maybe, I don't know. So I'm a little bit, but there's no marks at all for water. Now I'm checking at the moment my P-bus wire, and this is my signal, which is roughly what ISTA tells me I should have. No flat lines, no nothing, so that's what I'm getting. If I go there, let me go. Let me see if I can. So these are my signals, as I've stopped in there, and I'm going to show you what ISTA tells me the signal should look like. So that's how ISTA tells me the signal should be. So I do have that curve here, but I also have a curve as it goes up, which it doesn't show here. But yeah, see this curve right at the top, which it doesn't. It looks like this signal is actually. No, it can't be. No, it's a little bit weird. It shows a slightly different signal. Let me capture another. There we go. Yeah, the signal is slightly different. But there is a signal, so I'm not sure if that's a problem. I think, don't know. I'm not really sure what to do next. Okay, and I ended up by bite the bullet, and I paid for the subscription for the MaxiSys, and at the moment I'm going to program these 3 modules. The Climatronic is part of the CAS, or it needs to be programmed in conjunction with the CAS, so I just select both, and it's just pretty much finishing the DDE, which obviously is just reflashing it again after the RT pad. However, I think if you follow my channel, you've seen that there is an option when you do enter the programming menu on the MaxiSys that allows you to select if you have replaced any ECUs, which basically when you do that, the MaxiSys treats that as a new ECU and just reflash VIN numbers, etc, etc. So that's why I done with the engine ECU. Even though the VIN number was matching, I'm not sure exactly what the background of the car is. So the CAS is going to be okay, because the CAS, I guess, is going to be okay because it opens, unlocks and locks the car, unlocks the steering lock. So I believe the CAS is going to be okay. So what I've done now is I've just select that with the engine ECU as replaced, and everything else is just to be updated, and fingers crossed we'll see what happens. I'm going to be here for a while, I guess, so catch you in a bit. Okay, and he's now updating the CAS. The CAS is done with everything off. So the car is completely dead right now, because as the car goes offline, obviously it knocks everything off. Keys in my hand, as you can see, and fingers crossed that everything's going to go as it should. And the percentage start to move again from 50. It's always scary when bars or percentage stop doing programming, but so far so good. Okay, and the CAS is now back to life. Steering lock disengaged, everything so the way it should be. And now is just proceeding to the next step, I guess. And there we go, proceeding to the next module. Okay guys, and this is now, oh dear, like a week later. It's been raining on some of my days off, and it was a little bit tricky to get this done, but look at that. So I just want to show you. So the car is working fine. Now, have I done this the right way? No, I haven't. And you might ask why. Because I had to IMO off this. So, but before you start to go crazy, just hold on a second. I've high mode off the ECU just to prove the point that my only problem was that either the cars or the ECU was replaced. Someone managed to actually get the right VIN numbers in place, but he failed to obviously get the ISN correctly programmed into either the cars or the engine ECU. So for you guys that might be wondering, the Maxi Cs cannot do the IMO stuff on these cars. So I believe, I never tried, but I will try and I will feed back to you. I believe if you do have the original ECU, I can actually copy and paste, if that makes sense. So the Maxi C is able to copy all the data from the ECU and put it on the next ECU, and that should work. However, because the ECU was already second-hand, the Maxi C is able to program the ECU, flash the VIN number, etc, etc, but it does not touch the ISN, the security number. So that's the way it is. So the right way to do this, guys, would be, one, I've read the ECU with the key tag, obviously, to IMO off. So I could now try to read the cars, find out the ISN on the cars, put the ISN on the ECU, then calibrate the cars to the ECU to obviously calibrate the rolling code, and that should also start the car. Another way was to, obviously, with tools like AutoX or BMW Explorer, which can actually do that through the OBD, would be the similar procedure. Would be either, in this case, would make really no difference. I could either read the code, the ISN from the ECU, and put it on the cars, or vice versa. So it would have to be with some of those tools. I was pretty much sure that my problem would be only the ISN as per the code, as we've seen. So in the end, I decided to do this. Now, I'm going to have to speak with the owner, see if he's happy to leave it like that. You still have some sort of immobilizing on the car, because the car will only start with the correct key in the ignition, because that is what's going to make the ignition, the correct key is what is going to make the ignition to come on, is what's going to allow you to press the button to send the signal to crank the engine, and is the correct key only that's going to unlock the electronic steering lock. Otherwise, the car, or otherwise, I mean, you can obviously somehow directly get the ignition on and then crank the engine. It will start even. So if you put another card and another key, the car will also start, but I guess, yeah, so I know this is not the correct way to do it. I'm gonna speak with the owner, see what he wants to do. If he doesn't want to like this, then we're gonna have to figure out how to do it. But yeah, I think it's a really success that we got it to this stage, engine running, which is good. So yeah, I don't think I need to go any further now, really. I told you already what the correct procedure would be from here. If the guy wants to leave it like that, I will leave it like this. If he wants to get it correctly done, I'm afraid he's gonna have to go elsewhere, because I don't have the tools. And to be honest, either Explorer or AutoX, they are quite expensive tools. This would have been probably the second time or third time I would actually need something like this. So I don't think it's worth the investment just yet. So yeah, that's what it is, guys. We got the engine running. That was the main thing. So the car is starting okay. So that's it, guys. I don't know what to say. I know there's not a lot, but we traced down the problem. We proved the point that my problem was the immobilizer, so that was a success. And that's it, really. So with no further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here that somehow can help you to trace your own problems. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.